Hello and welcome back to Bombchu News. My name is Andrew, I'm joined by Chris, and we'll be covering the news that we found interesting today. Sega revealed a brand new game of the Valkyria Chronicles series over the weekend, Valkyria Chronicles 4. The game, which has been announced for PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch, is the first main series title to make it over to the West after the third one skipped us completely. At first glance, Valkyria Chronicles 4 looks extremely polished as you would expect from a current generation game, but also brings the series back to its roots. The 5-minute trailer and additional details from Sega revealed that a revamped blitz system would be returning, which allowed players to have slight overall strategy and turn-based combat in its own unique fashion. I really enjoyed the original game, and while I missed out on 3 and skipped Valkyrie, I am excited to grab this one for the Switch. Valkyria Chronicles 4 is due out on March 21st, 2018 in Japan, and sometime later in 2018 for Western audiences.
Now that EA has managed to press pause on the tumbling house of cards that is Star Wars Battlefront 2, their attention is turned to another recent release of theirs, Need for Speed Payback. The latest in the Need for Speed franchise was released back on November 10th, and of course features loot boxes and microtransactions. An update has gone live for the game over the weekend, changing what those loot boxes contain and how in-game progression is handled. The two main forms of currency in the game are rep and bank, both of which were available by completing different challenges as well as by opening loot boxes. The update brings more of both currencies to loot boxes, as well as increasing the amount of rep and bank you receive for doing events and challenges. Need for Speed Payback developer Ghost Games provided details for the update on Reddit, and answered a couple of questions as well. They stated while the timing would suggest otherwise, these changes were already being worked on before EA announced the changes to Battlefront 2. Regardless of when the process for changing the loot box system in Need for Speed began, the important thing is that yet another EA published title contains an intrusive loot box and microtransaction system that is bad enough to require a post-launch fix or readjustment. Just like with Battlefront 2, I'm glad to see these changes coming, but we shouldn't have been in this situation in the first place. With rumors of Disney's anger towards EA's handling of the situation swirling, hopefully this is a big enough PR disaster to show other game developers what we think of intrusive loot boxes and microtransactions.
In an oddly candid message in Dengeki PlayStation, Hideki Kamiya of Platinum Games gave a message to his previous employees over at Capcom. The message, which was translated over on Silicon Era, was more of a let's work together message than anything boastful. The message read, "I want to work on a Devil May Cry and Beautiful Joe remake, or a true sequel for Okami. Cooperation with Dante from Devil May Cry and Bayonetta may also be fun. Dear Capcom, if it's okay with someone like me, I will help anytime. Best regards. Everyone, bow down your heads together with me." While I'm not too familiar with the last part of this message, I'm guessing it's a colloquialism that's lost on me, the rest sounds like a fanfiction writer's dream come true. Before we get too ahead of ourselves, however, please note this was merely a call from Kamiya to Capcom in a media publication, so there are no solid facts here. However, if I were to put together a list of everything I wanted from Capcom outside of fighting games and Resident Evil, I think he hit the nail square on the head.
The results of the 2017 Golden Joystick Awards have been revealed, and Nintendo is one of the big winners this year. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild took home Best Nintendo Game, Best Audio, as well as the Ultimate Game of the Year award, while Nintendo EPD also won Studio of the Year. Horizon Zero Dawn also won big this year, taking home Best Storytelling, Best PlayStation Game of the Year, as well as Ashley Birch winning multiple awards for her performance in the game. Interestingly, despite still technically being in early access, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds won both PC Game of the Year and Multiplayer Game of the Year. While I'm disappointed that Wolfenstein didn't win anything, 2017 is a tough year for awards. With so many amazing games this year, it's hard to narrow just about any category down to one choice. But the Golden Joystick Awards did a pretty good job this year.
Well, that's all the news we found interesting today. Feel free to share any awesome gaming news we may have missed in the comments below. We'll see you guys next time.